Hey, Mia, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for jumping on the podcast tonight. Um, gosh, Mia, for the folks who don't know you, tell them a little bit about your background with the mountain bike.
I started riding probably about 6 years ago, mainly as a trail rider. My partner loves to mountain bike, so I just picked up a trail bike. And then it wasn't until about 2.5 years ago when I lost my dog that I said, you know what? I'm just going to go to Sedona for a month and I'm just going to ride my bike in Sedona. And I had a great time. And I said, this is what I'm meant to do. I'm just meant to mountain bike. After that, I found this is actually how the network came about. I had a trail bike, super low travel, didn't have a lot of, travel for forks or full suspension. And I was trying to look for a bike and I couldn't find anything in my size. And I couldn't find anything that was a small. Couldn't find any reviews that women had done of unisex bikes on the internet. And I said, this has to change. We need to change this. So,
Nice. Oh, you found the need. You found the need.
yeah.
When so 2 years ago, when you were looking at bikes, like that was right at the start of the pandemic. So is that why you couldn't find anything? Everything was kind of flying off the shelf?
It could have been because there was nothing to demo. And I live really close to Worldwide Cyclery here in Newbury Park. So I hooked up with them and Jared, who's amazing, was like, we have some Revels, we have some Yetis, but we don't have smalls. And I was like, well, I'll demo them anyway. So I started to demo them because they're great bikes. Eventually decided on the small, but even now, like I wanted to try the new Revel, the Rail 29, and no shops have smalls in stock.
Man.
So it's kind of tough to find. Although James over at Thunder Mountain Bike Shop in Sedona messaged me recently, and he said we're getting a smalls just for you, so you could demo it. So I'm super stoked when we get back there in September.
Oh,
I'm gonna try it out.
that is awesome. And so that's more you're going more from trail bike to enduro bike is kind of what it sounds like?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I really like the downhill. I like the technical aspect of mountain biking. Like Sedona for me is just the perfect terrain. Have
Oh,
you ridden in
so
Sedona
beautiful
before?
there. Yeah. So beautiful there. Slim Shady, High Line. Oh my gosh. I did Broken Arrow. I think it's called Broken Arrow once on the
Mm-hmm.
side where you go up to Chicken's
Yep.
Point or Chicken's
Chicken
Peak.
Point. Yep.
Chicken Point, and then you
Chicken
can look
Point.
up
You
and
got it.
yeah, you can look up and see the dudes on the or the people that are doing the white line. You're like, "Oh my god."
Dude, I went there a couple times. I actually hiked to the top because I didn't have the guts to take my bike up there. There's no way. And it's steep. It's so steep. Like the GoPro effect doesn't do it justice.
So true. So true. On GoPro, you're
Yeah.
like, man, all day long, I'll just ride out there, turn around, and ride back. How can
Oh
it? And
yeah.
then you get there, you're like, how can it be so different? It's so crazy.
It's insane. I don't know how those people do it. It's really crazy.
But Sedona is such a beautiful place. I mean, God, it's so it's you fall in love with that place so easily because it's so magical. And when I went there for the first time, I felt like I was in one of those Roadrunner cartoons with Wile E. Coyote. It was just like Bell Rock and Cathedral and just oh my gosh! And they let us ride here. This is amazing.
Right? That's the crazy part is that you can go on all these amazing areas of the forest that it's just yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Sedona. Sedona is a very, very special place in my heart.
It's a great, great spot. Got a couple of people here that are in the chat rooting for you here. We got Adam Mock. He
Hey,
says,
Ma.
let's go, Mia. You
He's
got Brett
awesome.
Hall with the company Unspoken. What up, guys? What's up, Brett? Good to see you. Hey, speaking of Arizona, riding dirty out of Arizona. So it says, yo, what up, Mark and Mia? You got the
What up,
horns there.
Ryan?
Oh, speaking of
Yeah, Hangover Trail. That's a toughie.
yeah, I haven't done that one yet. Have you done that one, Mia?
I have not. Sedona, I realized very quickly that what I thought I could do black or double black is not the same in Sedona. Sedona's like a triple black.
Seriously, right? Just the climbs alone are different.
Yeah, no, I thought I could handle it when I was in like so 2 years ago when I fell in love with wanting to do more enduro style riding. I thought I could do all these amazing things, and I met a friend of mine up here in Santa Barbara County to do a trail called Romero Canyon. I don't know
Okay.
if you're familiar with it. It's super enduro. It's very steep, full of exposure.
Ooh,
I was completely out of my element. I thought I could do it because she said it's boulder, it's rocks, it's like Sedona, and I thought I could do it. No, nope.
wow.
I fell
Just
like 3 times.
oh my gosh, just chunkalumpagus like
It was
everywhere.
nothing but chunk. Yeah, it was chunk and steep.
Dang. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some footage of the Santa Barbara area. I was watching one of Tommy's videos, and I think it just said Santa Barbara. It didn't say where, but it looked exactly like what you're describing.
Yeah.
Just chunk, rock, rock, rock,
Yep.
rock, drops, drops, drops.
And that's not my scene. Like my friend Danielle does that. I think I know the video you're talking about. Even Brian did one recently. It's called Tunnels. The trail's called Tunnels, and it's
Okay.
where a lot of enduro racers train, actually.
Oh,
It's
dang,
insane. I will
dang.
not attempt that trail. That's not my scene.
Man, yeah, that's all you have to do to tell me. I won't do it either. Trail Pimp saying, "Go Mia." What's up, Trail Pimp? Welcome to the show. Debbie, producer Debbie says, "Hello, all. Excited for tonight's
Hey,
episode."
Debbie.
Oh, Debbie's cool. Do you know her? Have you met her yet?
I haven't yet. No.
Oh man, she is a dedicated mountain biker. In fact, when Sky Park has their Thursday night races, she's usually there. I don't know if they're having one tonight. Last time we did a show, Mia, she had just completed the course and hopped on her phone to join the
Whoa.
episode.
That's
Yeah, but
awesome.
she is constantly writing and progressing like crazy. So definitely somebody I would love to introduce you to. Brett
Yeah.
Hall is saying "chunky monkey" on that trail.
Yeah, it
Trail
is.
Trail Pimp throwing some horns out. EMTB and Moto Adventure says, "What's up, everyone?" And then Debbie says, "Tonight was the last race." Oh, tonight
Nice.
was the last race. Debbie, tell us how you did. Have you heard of those races, Mia, up at Sky Park?
I have. I have. I wish I lived closer to Sky Park because I went there a month ago and I wanted to stay longer. I live so far away. I live like 3 hours away from everyone. I'm in
Yeah.
Ventura County.
Oh, gotcha. You're what is that? Are you west? Are you north of Westlake Village up that way
I'm
before
a little bit
Ventura?
west. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
literally between Santa Barbara and LA.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
There's I've got some friends up there who live in Westlake Village. I don't know how far that would be to you, but I went on a few of their trails, and boy, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was a good time. Different up there, different scene,
Very
um,
different.
but fun. I was like, oh my god, this is great. Debbie says I had a blast. Actually, won my race last week.
Oh,
Fun,
yay.
all levels. There you go.
That's awesome.
So Debbie, we got Mia here on the show, and Mia has and everybody who's in the audience, Mia saw a need when she was out there trying to research things for women. I mean, trying to get some stuff, some gear, and Mia's created a group called Women's Mountain Bike Network. Right, Mia? Is that right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about how this thing was birthed and kind of your vision to how it's going to help out the community.
Um, well, like I said, I was looking for reviews on gear or trails or anything from a woman's perspective because women can ride differently than men at times. I mean, saddles are very different from women to men,
Mm,
but I
mhm.
wasn't finding a lot. And that just came out of frustration. And this was about, I want to say like a year and a half ago, I had this idea to want to do something resource related. I reached out to a few other women who encouraged me and said it was be a great idea. They'd be supportive. And at the time when I wanted to do it, I was in my second year of law school, and there's no way I could have handled. I wanted to do it, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
So
Plate
then
was
it took,
full.
yeah. So I actually started building the website in June because now I have the time. Now I want to be able to dedicate my time to do it, and my whole goal is to inspire women of whatever age or skill level to ride. But out of that came like a greater idea, like where do you find coaches? Where do you find clinics? What if you're traveling around the country and you want to hook up with someone in Arkansas, like
Right.
Jess, and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I need a lesson from you." Go on
Just
the
the maker.
website,
Yeah.
click on the, Arkansas link and find whatever coach you want to hook up with. Like those are the types of things I want to do. The idea is so big that I
Wow.
have to just start narrowing it down piece by piece to what I want to do. Um, but I want it to be community involvement. I would love for other people to contribute. I would love for people to contact me if you want to do a review of your bike, of a helmet, of a trail, of a coach, of anything. I think the more resources, the better. I think that that's eventually what I would love to accomplish, to have a fully resourceful website.
Nice. I love that. And that's a great example. I mean, when you're traveling, especially if you're a woman and you're traveling maybe solo, you may not want to jump out with a group of dudes you don't know and jump out there on the trails. It's nice to be able to tap into a network as a resource like this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when did you say this, the group started up, or you started the website a little bit after law school, but you've been at it for how long have you been at it for now?
So I started the website about 3 months ago.
Okay.
And about a year ago, I came up with the social media aspect of it, thinking I could do it. Like, I started with the Instagram and the ideas of how I'm going to shape this. And then it wasn't until June that I really started to put it together. I built everything myself. I have a little bit of background in website building and
Wow.
marketing. And every time I would do it, I'd get excited. I'm like, oh, now I want to add this, and now I want to add this. And then it became so big that I have a really good shell. I just have to start filling it with resources now, more bike checks,
Yeah.
different coaches. Because in the community aspect of it, I have added coaches already in different states. So I have like uh, women in the mountains in Utah. I have Jess. I have all the women from the Sedona Mountain Bike Academy.
Nice.
Um, so I want to add more. I think it's really great for that.
That is really great. Yeah, and Jess the maker out of Arkansas, she what a great resource, she can be for helping fill that, the coaches
Yeah.
and other things. Um, I have the website pulled up right here, Mia. If it this may explain it to folks too a little bit more as we run through it, but take us through the website. Obviously, this is an amazing picture. Where is what top is this at? This is sick.
Yeah, that's up here near where I live in Newbury Park, so you're overlooking the islands further down.
Oh my
It's where I
gosh.
normally ride, so that's my bike, my partner's bike, and then my buddy Kyle that I always ride with. That was his brand new Santa Cruz High Tower. He just got it, and we went
Oh
for an
wow.
evening ride,
Oh
and
wow.
I thought that was just the best picture ever.
That is a sick shot. Yeah, his is like
Yeah.
front and center in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, his is the red one. My
Oh.
partner Lawrence is the one in the middle.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I see his is on the left, hers is in the middle, and then yours is here off to the right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a dope bike too. What are you riding there? What is
I
that?
have a Revel Rascal. I absolutely love that bike. I've done a few upgrades to it since that picture. Um, but it was when I was looking for bikes, I sat on a few, and you couldn't really demo them as much. That was the only one I was able to actually take on the road on the trail.
Mhm.
And I fell in love with it. The second I sat on it, I was like, yep, this is my bike. Where do I sign? Give it to
Love
me. I want to buy it.
That's such a good feeling when you get that connection like that.
Yeah.
This may sound like a dumb question because I just don't know, but there are there unisex bikes, men's bikes, and women's bikes, or do they just make unisex mountain bikes?
For Revel, they're unisex bikes.
Okay.
I believe, and I'm not going to be 100% certain here, but I believe the only two brands that have a woman specific bike is Santa Cruz, Juliana, and Live
Oh.
for
Oh,
Giant.
yeah. Okay.
Um, Now my little pet peeve with that is that the Juliana and the Santa Cruz are the exact same frame, so the geometry is
Is
no
no
different.
different. Got it.
They say it's tuned for women, which my guess means that the shock is tuned for someone who is lighter. Um, but in my case, that doesn't matter because I'm not the lightest person in the world.
Gotcha. So geometry is the
Geometry is the same.
same. Okay. Okay. Does it would it for the is the are the live bikes geometries different then? Do
I
you
think they
know?
are.
They
Yeah, the
are.
live bikes
Okay.
are different. And
Okay.
live bikes are great. I demoed one in Sedona in March of last year, right before I got my Rascal, because I didn't get it in time and we had a Sedona trip planned. And I did use a Live, and it was a great bike. It was really good. I used that and a Yeti SB on 30.
Dang,
Um,
girl. Nice, nice
I mean, I
bike.
had to try them out, and then I tried the Yeti, and I was like, oh dang, should I have gotten the other one? Should I have gotten a Yeti? Like, I was second guessing myself.
That's when you know you're hooked. You gotta try
I
them
know.
all.
I know.
You have someone here that's giving you some support. I just want to highlight her. Monique
Oh,
Reese
hey,
says,
Monique.
yeah, she says, hi, Mia. I met you at Sky Park. I interrupt your conversation with Adam Mock. I'm just here showing support.
Monique
Yeah,
is awesome. She was shredding it on the trails up there at Sky Park. Let's connect. Let's talk.
that is so cool. That is so cool. Adam Mock says, Monique, I remember you. So great to meet you. Debbie is chiming in. She says the live geometry is definitely
Yeah.
different. So she can confirm with you there.
Yeah.
And then Tropimp is saying CBF suspension is nice on the Revel.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That suspension is amazing. Jess also rides a Revel.
Yeah, Just the Maker, she's on the Revel
Yeah,
too?
she
Oh,
is.
dang. So that's, I gotta check out that bike too. I've not ridden much. I've done Specialized, and then YT supports the channel, so I've ridden most of all the YTs. I love those bikes, but yeah, every time I see a picture like this, I'm like, "Damn, that bike looks cool too."
You know, I really wanted to try a YT, but they're all sold out of my size. COVID, COVID has just affected so many people. It's just
Oh,
ridiculous.
man. Tell me which YT you wanna ride. We'll come down and we'll demo you one. Get you
Oh,
on one.
don't get my hook. I would the Jeffsy is what I have my eye on.
Oh,
I'd love to
yeah.
try a Jeffsy. I
That
think if I
is
go e-bike, some of my friends will probably be a little upset at me, but it's all about having fun. It doesn't matter e-bike or not.
right. Pack it in the miles or pack it in the smiles or both.
That's awesome. I love that.
So, Mia, I've got the website up here. Kinda take us through if you're let's just say we're a woman who's kinda new to the mountain bike community, mountain bike industry,
Mhm.
and, they wanted to use this as a resource and, kinda take us through this shell so that we have an idea of what they can find.
So the goal is you can either use the menu up top, reviews, events, videos, etc.
Okay.
Or if you scroll down, it has a little bit of a more robust, it kind of tells you what we're all about. And then you can go from there. So, for example, I have bikes, gears, and trails. If you go
Okay.
to that, there's one bike checkup. I'm doing mine this weekend. And then it gives you more options. So if you want to look at bike checks, you can, components, gear, trails. And it's all things that I'm trying to fill as we go along. Um,
Nice. And is this
and
all from actual women writers
yeah,
standpoint or yeah.
yep, yep. So everything will either be from myself if I got my hands on gear or if a woman submitted a review. So if you go to bikes right there, and
Okay.
if you check that out, um, Britt submitted her Rubion review, the bike right in the middle, and she did such a great job. She does some enduro racing and she rides it in a mullet. She wasn't able to get a video down, but she has her perspective of how that bike works for her, for what she
Wow.
rides, the mullet setup, you know. Um,
Sick. Look at that. Yeah.
yeah,
Full description, specs,
yep,
MSRP,
yep.
geometry.
Warranty,
Wow.
like she put everything in there. There's photos of her
Wow.
riding it.
Even
Um,
contact information if you wanna message her for questions about it.
Exactly. So I really want this to be about the person who is submitting the review. So because it is her perspective. So if anyone's like wants to hit her up, oh hey Britt, I found you on this. What do you think of the bike? I'm on the fence. You know what I mean? They can. Ooh, I need to
Yeah.
fix that.
Right.
Thank you for
Oh.
opening that. Yeah. See, there's a little thing in the banner up top. I need to fix that.
Oh, this little code right here.
Yeah, there was an update on the website a couple days ago, and some of the things went a little wonky.
But as far as, like, the rest of this is this Brit right here actually between the
Hmm.
tape? Okay, so this is all her riding the bike.
That's all her. Yep.
Wow, wow. This is very, very cool.
And if you go to community, I did a little drop down, and then that takes you to the coaches and the clinics as well. So if you click on that, see how you can go by state.
Oh, yeah, Arizona, Arkansas,
Yep.
California, Colorado. So if you click on say we were traveling to Arkansas, Bentonville for the
Yep.
first time, we click on that.
Yep.
And what's that gonna bring up? Oh, there's Jess right there, Women of Oz and the Women of Oz coaches.
And then it should link everything to them, like, it has what Jess's, certifications are, her Instagram, TikTok, if you wanna email her directly, like, everything
Wow.
is there.
Wow, Mia, this is really cool. Very,
Yeah.
very, very cool. Dang, so all these folks, let's go back here. Let's take a look at well, we talked about Sedona. Let's go to Arizona.
Yeah, let's go to Arizona.
Arizona. Whoa, these are all coaches here.
Yeah,
Molly Joyce, Joanna Yates, Agnes Rodriguez.
and ammo, yeah, and, like, Molly, I'm
Wow.
still waiting for her stuff, but she's my coach. Molly is amazing. I went riding with her in Sedona in July, and I had a lesson from her. I'd never had a mountain bike lesson before. So good. I fell in a cactus. I was so embarrassed.
No way, you did? Well, did you get the welcome to Arizona thing
And
when
that's
after
the
you fell
second
in?
time I've done that, Mark. That's the second
Oh, no. Dude, Mia, those cactuses are no joke over
Oh,
there.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Holy cow. Were you able to
Right
get all
on my
the,
butt.
right on your butt?
Mhm.
Oh, man, we are brother and sisters from other misters because that's exactly what happened to me.
Really? For in Sedona, the same
In
thing?
in Sedona, I was,
Oh.
we were coming out of, Slim Shady, and then we went Easy Breezy, and we were
Mhm.
trying to get back over to Bell Rock, fell in a cactus, shorts down to my ankles, trying to get all the little, like, pricks out, and soon as there was nobody around, but as soon as I put my drawers down by my ankles, like, I felt like a bus of mountain bikers just started coming through, and every single person was like,
No.
"Cactus, right? Welcome to Arizona." The next person, "Oh, cactus, welcome to Arizona." I'm like, "Oh my god, how many people are gonna say
Oh,
welcome to Arizona?"
no. Well, no
Uh,
one was on this trail. We did the Scorpion Trail out by in West Sedona. I hadn't done it
uh-huh.
before, and I just got through this feature, and I was so proud of myself. I got to the top, and I was like, "I did it." Molly's waiting for me, and then all of a sudden, I went to try and take my leg over the bike so I could
Uh,
reposition myself because it was like a really narrow part of the trail, and I
okay.
slowly just went, it was like one of
Oh.
those slow motion, like,
That's the worst.
and we were
That
at the beginning of the ride too, so
oh.
you know
Whoa, so you had to ride with cactus in you as you finished out the ride. Otherwise, it's like turn around and go back, but nobody wants to do
no.
that.
No, I just went home. I texted my wife and I was like, "I hit a cactus again," and she just did like a face palm emoji.
So, okay, I have a tip for it, and, yes, Craig, you're right. Craig says, Mark has an Mark has a cactus story, he says.
Yeah,
So
I wanna hear it.
no, that was it, and I felt very slow too, just got done with the trail, we were getting ready to cross underneath the freeway to the other
Yep.
side, and I was, like, turning the handlebars back and forth like, "Oh, no, I'm gonna fall," and then I fell, and there was
Oh,
only one
no.
cactus around, and it was the one that I fell in, and, I could not get all the
Good
little
times.
needles out. Yeah.
Yeah, those needles are a pain. Do you know what cactus you actually fell on? Because both times I fell, they were different cactuses.
Well, one of the many people that came by, one guy seemed very confident it was a prickly pear.
Okay, like the thin green ones with, like, big
Ye
spikes and little spikes?
Yes, and the big spikes were easy to pull out. Boink, 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 those were done. It's all the thousands of little spikes that I could not get
Yeah.
on trail side, and, I feel sorry for my wife because I had to go back to the hotel and be like, can you help me?" But I
Yeah.
learned a trick, and I don't know how you got all your little spikes out, but, I'll tell you my little trick if you tell me how you got yours out.
You go first, because probably
Okay,
yours is better.
okay. So I read as I was going back, so I had to pedal my butt, literally pedal my butt back, and sitting on the saddle was just brutal. Pulling the shorts back up with the spikes in it also was not fun. But got back to the hotel, was reading how to get these things out. If you take Elmer's glue, like we had in school, just the white Elmer's glue, and you pour it on that section, just lather it up and then let it dry. Once it's dry, you peel it off like a piece of tape. And because it's liquid when it goes on, it conforms around all the little spikes. And then it dries and grabs onto them. and when you peel it off, it takes all the spikes out.
What?
Yes.
Okay. When I go to Sedona next month, I need to take me some Elmer's glue.
Some Elmer's glue.
I had no idea. I just brought tweezers.
Oh,
My
man.
poor wife was just sitting there on her lunch break. I grabbed her a beer and I was like, "Here for your troubles." And she
Well, we started with tweezers, and then it just took forever, and then the worst part was, like, my wife would forget, and she'd blow, like, to try to blow the needles out. I'm like, "No, you're blowing them on me." Like, "They're going to another area. Please stop."
Oh god, that's the
Oh.
best. I think everyone's been scorned by a cactus at some point in Sedona.
Yes, welcome to Arizona, they say. Did anybody say welcome to Arizona to you when you were trying to get
No.
those out? No?
No, but Molly was a good sport because she helped me. She grabbed my bike up and I turned around and I was just like, "Please tell me I didn't fall in a cactus." And I
Oh,
turned around, there was a cactus, and she, the poor thing, she helped me take the big ones out, like, right on top of my butt, and
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a true friend. You guys got close quick.
That's what I told her. Our friendship just went to a whole new level.
Right? Like Jess the maker would say, we're P friends now over the phone."
She's so awesome. She's been very supportive with the website too. She's been giving me a ton of good information, and hopefully we'll have her on that as well
Yeah, no,
pretty soon.
she really is. Monique's chiming in here. She says, "I'm exploring your website. It is awesome. Thanks for showing GGR some love on the events page."
Yeah, that's one I'm trying to get off the ground. Monique, if you want to help with the events page, I really need someone to help me find events around the United States or even globally to put on the website. That's another really big goal of mine. GGR is
Mm,
the Girls Gone Riding group we have here in Southern California.
got it.
And
Okay.
we were there. I was there for their Big Bear event that was over the weekend at the end of July.
Mm.
They have it every year. It's a really good event, and that's where I met Monique.
Got
Um,
it. Yeah.
and I need some help. If you want to help me, please shoot me a message.
Yeah, there
Shoot
you
me a
go,
message.
Monique. Got the invite right there to be part of it. And it sounds like a lot of this, the Women's Mountain Bike Network is kind of like a crowdsourced, maybe eventually would it be a crowdsourced type of thing where everyone's able to like give their input into this place?
Yeah, I'd like it to be like that, but one of the things I really want is to be from genuine experiences.
Mhm.
I don't want to a point for it to turn into, because you know how people can get on the internet, they can talk bad about each other. They can criticize each other to a point where
True.
it's not helpful. I'd
Toxic.
rather be
Yeah.
something just very helpful for women
True.
that goes in that direction.
Yeah.
But definitely, I really want people to contribute. That'd be amazing. Does your wife ride?
My wife is a ultra trail runner, so she's on the trails, but she is like 50 miles, 9,000 feet, and
What?
I'm cheating on my bike, and then even worse yet, I now have a decoy, so I'm on an e-bike.
How do you like that bike though? That's a sick bike.
I love it, I love it. That bike is so I have a Jeffsy and a
Mhm.
decoy, and I kinda, like, toggle between the 2 just depending on who I'm riding with, but I definitely find myself reaching for the decoy more often,
Yeah.
mainly for time. If I have an hour, I can crank out, like, 10, 16 miles in an hour,
What?
repeat laps on a trail that I'm really trying to work on. So it's like time experience multiplied, like, okay, that rock's over there, the drop's over here. It's
Yeah.
so good.
And what about the weight though? Because that's one of the things I've always heard that e-bikes are decently heavy, right?
They are. The decoy that I'm on is probably pushing 50 pounds.
Mm.
But the crazy thing is when you're riding, once I'm up to speed, I honestly don't feel the weight. I'm jumping, I'm cornering, I'm dropping like I would on the Jeffsy. When I'm moving extremely slow though, like when I'm just starting to pedal and say I want to bunny hop something or I want to do something, then I can feel it. But once I'm at speed, I really
Mm.
can't tell a difference.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I feel like eventually I might migrate to an e-bike, but because Sedona is where I want to ride, you can't really have e-bikes in Sedona.
It's
So
true.
it's a big controversy over there.
That's true.
But you guys have a ton of hills and really good riding. You're in Southern California. You're in like San Clemente area, right?
Yeah, I'm actually a little east of that. I'm over by Greer Ranch.
That's
Live,
right. I need to go
yeah.
up there.
Yeah, little town called Marietta, and yeah, Greer is here, and it's oh man, that upline. Sometimes I find myself braking going up the upline, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually braking into these corners. This is so crazy.
I
I'm
want to go
totally
riding.
cheating.
You're totally.
uh,
I want to go riding up there so bad. I just am kind of scared of the hills. I'm really not a big climbing enthusiast, but you know,
yeah, I think you would like it. Greer doesn't have if you're not a climbing enthusiast, Greer doesn't have a ton of elevation, but it packs a lot into what it does have. So it's
yeah.
man, it's a fun place. You'll be, riding to your car with a big smile on your face for sure. For
Yeah, we
sure.
should plan it. I should come down there. And I want to
Oh,
try out that decoy out there
yes.
too. So
Oh, yeah, yeah. And the beautiful thing about that is that the San Clemente trails are right there. Dog Park is right next to the YT Mill. So you literally take the
really?
bike right outside the YT Mill and you're on the trails.
That's
It's
awesome.
close. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
It is good. It is good. Speaking of decoy, here's a couple guys with decoys. Adam Mock, Mia is working so hard to bring this valuable info to women, labor of love. And Brett Hall, who has a decoy and a Jeffsy, he
Decoy.
says, decoy.
Adam's really amazing. He's such a good supporter.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he's so good. I tried to convince a buddy of mine to get a Jeffsy 2 weeks ago. Someone had it on sale. He's trying to get into mountain biking. It was a really, really good price, like a 2021. And I messaged him and I was like, dude, this bike is amazing. Like, you need to get this bike. He's like, well, I don't know. It's a small and I think I want a medium. And I was like, you're my height. You're 5'4". A small is going to fit you perfectly. And he's like, well, I don't know. He didn't end up going with the Jeffsy, but if I didn't have a bike, I would have gone for it. I would have bought
Yeah.
it.
You would have got it, snagged it.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such a good way. Trail Pimp is saying Decoy MX is so good. Free demos at YT Mill, it kills it on the DH at Dog Park. Yeah, there
That's
you
good to know
go.
they do free demos out there. I didn't know that.
Mhm. Yeah, they do. They try to keep a good amount of bikes so that everybody can go from like small to I don't know if they go extra double X large, but they go small to yeah, they got the full range
That's
and they've
awesome.
got it in all the different bikes. Brett Hall saying once you go E, you'll never go back. Trail Pimp is saying Greer is close to SpokeX. This is true. This is true. SpokeX is an awesome place. Riding Dirty out of Arizona says, I love the Decoy MX. I climb my local mountain on it, but only shuttle it on my analog. Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's like a
Yeah.
chairlift, that you can ride.
You guys are making me like change my life choices here
Oh,
and
no, no, no,
going
no.
to the dark side.
Yeah, I mean, it would be very tough for me not to have an analog bike. I just having both is great because not everybody is going to have an e-bike, and not
Yeah.
everybody wants one. So I don't want to be that. I would hate to if I had only one, it would be tough to try to ride with people who don't have one, for both
Yeah.
sides. Like, oh, I would have done 3 laps already, and on their
Yeah.
side, it's like, I'm trying to keep up with him. He's cheating. This is
That's
terrible.
I mean, I'll ride with you as long as you like pull me, have a
Yeah,
rope and tie it up to your bike. I mean, why
right.
not?
Exactly. Get the little toey out. All right, Dirty's calling me out. Says, don't talk to Mark because you're going to get an e-bike. This is true. This is true. Sorry, Eric.
Oh God, if I buy any
Uh,
more bikes this year, I think I'm gonna get a divorce. It's just like, it's too much.
It is. It's like such a great hobby, but boy, yeah, there's just so many cool bikes out there, so many great components that you can upgrade your bike with.
Yep.
And I think that's what's going to be really cool about your website is because when people are thinking about what they should do, how they should do it, this is going to be awesome for people who maybe don't have another fellow woman writer close by, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's access to this
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
which is great. So, going back, I think I may have jumped off your site there. There we go.
Oh
Going
yeah.
back to it. So, we had the coaches for community, we had the reviews, which is awesome. I see here you have events
Yeah,
too.
that's the one that needs to be updated. What I was Monique will help me, I hope, with
Yeah.
it. But
Okay.
I have to find a better way to do it. It's basically events that are happening recently. There's a schedule for the Old Ladies Ride, Rome, the Girls Gone Riding was up there. I had Adam up there too when Ride and Shine was happening.
Yes.
And a
Oh,
couple
thank
days
you.
ago, I was up really late. I created a spreadsheet actually for all the events that are coming up, and I just
Uh-huh.
have to this weekend sit down and spend like a couple hours adding it to the website.
Was there, like, a bunch that's coming?
Yeah, there's quite a few. And I mean, I know I'm never gonna get all of them, but I wanna have different options for people across the country. And I even found some in the UK, South Africa. Like, I'm
Wow.
from Australia, and I'm trying to find people in Australia to send me, like, "When are you guys gonna have events?" You know?
Wow, that's very cool, yeah. Heck yeah, kinda global on that aspect. That
Yeah.
that is awesome. So this seems like it could be something where maybe you can plug into there's an app out there called the Bike Rider app. And it's
Ooh.
and
I'm
it's
gonna write this
kinda like
down.
rider sourced information where, as a rider, if you're having an event, you can go in there and hit, like, the plus button, like, on your calendar, put in that you're doing, like, ride and shine on this day, um,
Yeah,
and maybe that could link into this because it could help. Because
100%.
right? Otherwise, that'd be a lot of to continue to update this. This would be updating all the time.
Yeah, and, like, I'm open to any suggestions. I'm not the type that shies away from criticism, so if anyone has any ideas out there that they think this could be streamlined, like you're saying, because there's so much, right?
Mhm.
Um, I'm all ears, like, I'm all about making this efficient and, easy, user-friendly, easy for people to use.
Yeah. I I love what you're doing out here. It says that Adam Mock here actually, Trail Pimp is saying that is a really nice website, so he's checking it out right now. Thank you,
Thank
Trail
you.
Pimp. Adam Mock saying, "Get the word out. If people want to contribute to the MTB community, the Women's MTB Network is a great place to have a voice that helps elevate women in this sport."
We're
Yes.
trying.
Love it. I I haven't done my homework, so officially I don't know, but I'm just assuming that women in mountain biking has gotta be one of the fastest growing like, the fastest growing places in mountain biking, would it not be?
Yeah, I think so, especially over the last couple of years. Something that really amazes me is women who are pregnant and riding, that they're doing what they love while they're creating a human inside their body. Like, that's just
Dang,
amazing to me. And
dang,
I think that that's
that is
so good. Like,
crazy.
more women need to see that you can do anything even when you're
Yeah,
growing a human inside of you.
which is
Um,
which is amazing, which is
yeah, which is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I think it's grown a lot. I am part of a Facebook group. I want to say it's the Mountain Bike Ladies. There's a ton of women on there. The woman who started it is amazing. There's a lot of really good resources too. But my idea is just to have that centralized. So have them contribute to that as well, because the amount of questions of, hey, what bike do you think would be great for me? Or yeah, such a loaded question when someone asks that, right? Hey, what do you
yes.
think of this? Right?
I
There's so
know.
many, like, it depends. Like the lawyer in me comes out, like, it depends. So,
Yeah, XC, trail, enduro, all
yeah,
of
like
it.
all of it. And so I really want to have something like that will help women make that decision and connect with others too, because it
Yeah,
has grown exponentially. I see a lot of women writing out here.
I love it. Man, I was at Greer, and my buddy and I turned the corner to go down this trail called Jumping Mouse, and there was a women's group that was getting ready to drop in a Jumping Mouse, and it was so cool because they filled up that whole entire top of that space to drop in.
That's
And,
awesome.
and it was awesome seeing them, like, all different, shapes and sizes and just like everybody else, but they were, like, all together, and they were all ripping through there. It was really cool to see that there's this movement for it, you know?
Yeah. And that's what I've noticed is the support amongst women for other women is just outstanding. No matter who you find on Instagram or whatever social media platform you're on, everyone is supporting one another regardless of skill level, regardless of how, if you're new, if you're not, if you're seasoned. Like, the support that I have found on the internet from all these women is just absolutely incredible, because that's what it's about, right? It's about having
Yes.
fun. So
Yes.
it's not about who's the fastest, who's doing the bigger jumps. Like, I'll tell you a real quick story. When I was in Sedona, I went to the bike park there for the first time, and it's a really neat little bike park. And I'm all stoked. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the bike park and I'm gonna do these little jumps. And I was filming with my GoPro, and I did one of the blue lines, and I got to the end of it and I just yelled like, that was so much fun. And I
Yeah.
turned around and my wife came down, whatever. We went back to the Airbnb, and then I was looking at the footage. I was going so slow. In my head, I was doing like
You're
50
Star
miles an
Wars.
hour. I mean, I was going at a good speed, but to
Yeah.
me, I was killing it. I was like hitting those berms and, like doing all this.
Yeah.
And then I was a little disappointed for a second, but then I was like, it doesn't matter. You had
Right.
an amazing time. You had such a
Yeah.
great time. That's what it's about. That's what I want people to feel, not intimidated to ride. Yeah, you can ride with dudes. I have a lot of really good friends that I ride with, and they're supportive and they're cool. And a part of this too is women feeling that there shouldn't be any issues riding with guys either, because a lot of guys are really supportive and they want to ride with you. It's nothing to do with gender at all.
Yeah.
um but I just want to be able to get that out there to people, that you just have fun. Don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care about anyone looking at you. Just have a good time.
That's so awesome. You know, it's funny. I was talking to Meg, Tahoe Meg, and
Yeah.
Kelly O Bikes, and same thing. They said when they ride with their guy friends, it's cool. But they also said that sometimes I think they have a ladies ride that they do on Tuesdays. And Kelly and Meg, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think it's on Tuesdays that they go. And they said there's something about progressing with their women's group that
Yeah.
really made them feel a lot more confident, a little more empowered. There's like, I guess there's more of an understanding between the women, at least this particular group that I'm speaking of, that helps them get, through and through features and
Yeah.
progress. So I guess that, I mean, there really is something there.
Yeah, it's just that support. I think because I hope I don't get a lot of flack for this, but I think because women are already a minority in the sport as it is, we tend to kind of hover together to want to help each other progress.
Mhm.
And I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for, everyone as a whole. Their ladies' night is on Tuesday nights, and I cannot wait to join them when Kelly comes back from her wedding in September. I'm going to drive all the way to San Clemente
Yes.
to ride with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is that bond I think you form with other women when you ride. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, I could see that, and just the same way, like when I go out with my buddy Joey, and we're pushing each other, and there's a bond there, and I fall in cactus, and I could drop my pants and pluck all the needles out. If like Kelly O bikes were there, I'd be like, well, just I'm gonna go behind this tree. I'll be back in a
Oh,
little bit.
that's awesome. Although I do have a good buddy of mine, Kyle, that I ride with all the time. And if that happened, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, dude, can you take this?
At least get the big ones, please. At least. Brett Hall
Oh,
was
that's
saying
awesome.
to that ladies group that we saw dropping, and he says those ladies all were crushing it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
You know what was funny is one of the girls in the front, before they dropped in, they looked back and they said, "Do you guys want to go first?" And we're like, "No, no, no, you guys go." I didn't even see them on the trail.
They
It
just
was like
smoked everyone.
they smoked. Yeah, they smoked everyone. Like I
Yeah.
would have been in their way if I would have dropped in first, because they must have been ripping through there so fast. Just
Yeah.
oh man.
My friend Danielle that I ride with all the time, she's like my riding buddy. I called her little Speedy Gonzalez, like Speedy Racing, because this girl, and she's short like me, but she's so incredibly fast. Like, I just eat her dust. Like every time I ride with her, I can't even like when we're at Sky Park this July. She actually almost compound fractured her clavicle doing a big
Oh,
jump
geez.
in March. So she was her first ride back in like 3 months. She actually was at the trail that Tommy just did a video on, the secret trail that he talks about up
Oh
in the
yeah.
forest. It was one of
Yes.
those jumps that she But
Dang.
she's amazing. So we went in July to Sky Park, and she was ripping it. She's like, I'm back. It's so good. She smokes me, man. She's so fast.
There is so I love the platform that you're going to put up, because there is so much talent that needs a platform to be elevated and seen.
Yeah.
I actually just heard of, I was with the guys, John with SSB. I had lunch with
Mm-hmm.
him and a friend of mine named Air Blair today, and they were talking about an SSB rider. I think her name is Sarah. She
Mm-hmm.
started in Mission Viejo, rode all the way out to Big Bear, all the way out to Big Bear, from
What?
like, yeah, from the beach all the way out to Big Bear, and then climbed up to the top of Big Bear, went down Going Green, climbed back up, and then did Blue Steel. That was day one. The next day, she rode all the way out through Arrowhead, from Big Bear out
Mm-hmm.
through Arrowhead, down into, I think they said down into the high desert, and then went
What?
up to what's above Rancho Cucamonga up there, that little like ski resort that's up there.
Oh.
Oh gosh, why am I blanking on
Oh
that? Mountain
man.
High,
I'd
maybe?
have to. Yeah, I think it is.
I think it's Mountain High.
Yeah.
Climbed up there. So when you see that off the 210 or the 15, you know how high that
Mm-hmm.
is, right? I think that's part of the
Mm-hmm.
San Gabriel Mountains now.
Yeah.
Rode up there. That was day 2. And then day 3 made herself all the way back down to Mission Viejo. And
That's insane.
that's insane. That's insane. But there are women athletes like that that are gonna
It's
need exposure. They need exposure.
absolutely like I'm gonna look her up and do a feature on her right now
Yeah,
because that's amazing.
it's amazing. I'll have to get you the
I
name for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything like that, but there are women who doubt themselves, but they can do it. So they need to see
Yes.
that other people can accomplish the same things.
Yeah.
That's to me is mind blowing. The athleticism she must have, the endurance that she must have. This was on a
Yes.
mountain bike?
This is on a mountain bike. Yeah.
That's
This is
crazy.
on a mountain bike. I mean, badass. And it sounded like from the story that she was solo. Like
Oh,
just did
wow.
this solo and completed it. Obviously checking with people, doing everything properly, safely,
Yeah.
but had the mental toughness to just go out and do
And
the bike.
that's what it is. It's all in here. Yeah, your body has a lot to do with it, but it's all in here.
So true.
I talk
So
myself
true.
on climbs all the time. I'm just in my head like, "You could do it. You could do
It's so true. I mean,
it."
this sport is so much mental.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're dropping in and you're looking at features and you're riding down the trail, there's so much that's going by so fast, right? You have to make split-second decisions,
Yeah.
but you feel that fear. If you're going to do a feature for the first time, you're eyeing it up. You're trying to collect information from people who've done it before. You feel your heart racing. And then there's something that clicks once you drop in, right? There's that, I've got this. And you feel
Yeah.
that confidence, and your body language changes, and you
Yep.
get into that right state, and you pull it off like you've pulled it off 100 times.
Yeah.
But then there's those days where that just doesn't come to you, and you
Those are the
feel
tough days.
those are tough, right? Your body language isn't there. You're like, oh, I'm doing this, but I feel like I'm forcing it.
Yeah. That was me going for redemption on Romero Canyon after I ate it the first time. I didn't have the bike I have now. We got to the top before we dropped, and Danielle was like, "You got this. You have an amazing bike. You got this." And then I did. I started getting into a groove. I went 90% of the trail, and then I ate it.
Oh, do you know
But
what happened? What happened?
it was like kitty litter. I went to turn and my back wheel
Oh,
just spun out, and I was so
oh,
bummed. I didn't get injured or anything like that, but I was so bummed. It was right after I cleared the spot that I ate it the first time.
oh, so you got
And
redemption and
I
then
got now I have to do it again, but it's like a 2-hour climb to get to this one spot. So there's no way I'm doing that again.
when
No.
I mean, when you were going through law school and mountain biking, thinking about this website, now that we're kind of talking about mental toughness, do you find that a lot of people in our sport kind of have that built in? Because it literally is one of those things where if you write our sport down on paper, it does not sound fun at all. You know,
Yeah.
we're going to show up to this place. It's kind of remote. It's going to be hot or cold, or maybe just right. Who knows? But we're going. It's going to be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
There's going to be snakes out there. Who knows what else is out there? we're going to have like one bottle of water or a backpack.
Maybe a snack, like if you
maybe
forget one.
maybe a snack. And we're gonna like grind up this mountain where you're gonna tell yourself, I quit, I'm never gonna do this again. But then you're gonna go downhill in like 2 minutes or maybe 3 minutes, and you're gonna have so
Yeah.
much fun. You wanna go? People are gonna be like, "Are you crazy? That sounds
It's funny.
horrible."
My brother asked me that. He was just in town last week and he was like, what do you enjoy about it?" And I said, "The fact that I can go downhill and really hit those
Yeah.
berms but getting there is the mental toughness. That's what's rough about it." And I do it
Yeah.
every day. Like every ride I go on, I say to myself, "Why am I doing this right now? I just need to get to the downhill section. That's all I want." Even at the park, the climb isn't even that bad, but it gets to a point when you're doing it over and over, I'm just like, "You got this. You're gonna go
Yes.
down arrow. It's okay. You're gonna have fun."
Yeah. Yeah,
But the
like,
mental toughness is a big aspect of it for sure.
it is. I feel like it helps us figure out that even though our body's tired, there's so much more left in the tank. You know,
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
cranking up that hill and you're like, "Oh man, my legs are burning. I think I'm done." And then 3 laps later, you're like, "How did I do that?"
Yeah.
It's you just do. There's so much more left in the tank. And it kind of brings me back to maybe when you were in law school and then think about this website. There must have been those times when you were cranking through law school that you're like, man, I don't know if I can do this." I guess what I'm getting at
Yeah.
is, does our sport spill over into other aspects of our life? I wonder.
100%. I
Yeah.
think 100%. Like, if it wasn't for my wife, I would have quit law school a few times,
Really?
because it's not easy. Um, even just studying for the bar exam, I quit studying for the bar exam halfway through. I did 5 weeks of it. It was 50 to 60 hours a week of studying.
Holy
And I
smokes.
worked through law school and I worked and I studied a lot. I couldn't do it. Like, and I felt like a failure to an extent because my mental toughness, I was exhausted. Like my tank was depleted.
Mm.
And all I wanted to do was ride my bike and start this. That's all I kept thinking in my head. I'm
Yeah.
like, I just want to ride my bike. I just want to ride my bike. Just let me ride my bike.
Nice.
But I don't regret it. And I have a really good job doing lawyerly things now. But
Yeah.
the mountain bike network is kind of what's keeping me afloat now with that mental toughness. Like I want to be able to do something really good for the community and I want to be able to ride my bike more so that I can bring some content for people.
Yeah, love.
And switching from studying to not doing anything is kind of rough because you're so used to this routine. And when you don't have that, it's your mental toughness switches. So it's like, okay, now I have to do really well at my job and to support my mountain biking habit. That's
Yeah.
how I think of it.
It's funny, I was talking to another high achiever, Dr. Jason Richardson, on the last podcast, I believe, and, he was saying that school kept him racing and
Mm.
racing kept him in school. And
Oh,
he
that's
It
interesting.
was interesting. He also talked about there was a year where he had finished his schooling and he was
Mhm.
just gonna be racing, and he's like, "You would have thought I would have killed it that year," and he did terrible. But did you have that feeling when you got out of law school? Like, all of a sudden you have this extra time?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what it was. It's like right out of law school, I had a 3 or 4 month gap where I had family in town, and I couldn't get this started. And then when I wanted to get it started, I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I felt like I wasn't
Mm,
achieving what I wanted to achieve. So you would think because kind of like him, because I have all this spare time, I'd be able to crank this out and get all this content, all this amazing stuff. But it stalled for a little while. I had a
mm,
lot of other things come up and I let this go into the back burner. And then every
mm.
time I think about this passion, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna do it. And now that's the point where I'm at. Like the focus I had in law school is now focusing on this. This is my
Nice.
routine now. That's what I'm trying to pick up because this is what I want to do. I
Yeah.
want to help people. I want to ride my bike and help people. I mean, what a better way
Yeah.
to live, you know?
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's man, well said on that. Brett Hall, owner of a clothing company called SpokeX, says, "I just want to ride my bike." Haha.
Yeah,
He's laughing because
everyone.
right, we all say that. It's like, man, this is so stressful. I just want to ride my bike.
It's the best excuse for everything. You're stressed out. I'm just gonna go ride my
I just
bike.
want to ride my
No big
bike.
deal. Like,
It is very much a cure for our mental health. You know what I mean? Like if you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or whatever, you go on that bike ride. There is just
yeah.
something amazing about when you come back, how you feel, how you're different.
Yeah, and I found that 2 years ago when my dog died. That was when
Oh,
it helped mountain biking. I fell more in love with it because that was my focus. Yeah, I was in law school, but he was the love of my life. That was my soulmate, that dog, and it was very rough, but I immersed myself in mountain biking.
hmm.
And now every time I ride, like, I have him as my stem cap. It's his little photo that's on my stem cap of my
Oh,
bike.
no way.
And, the awesome ladies at Groundkeeper Custom made a fender with his name on, like, his face and, like, Dexter on it, so he always comes with me everywhere I go.
Whoa, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
was he a trail dog? Was Dexter a trail
He
dog with
wasn't.
you?
He's a Siberian Husky. There's
Ooh.
Huskies aren't typically good listeners. My other one, I have Indiana. She's the old lady. She's 11. She doesn't listen. She would have been a great trail dog, but I wish. I wish.
Uh,
Do you have a trail dog?
I have a trail dog, but she's used to the ultra running with Abby, my wife. When she goes with me on a mountain bike, she's like, "We're back? This is okay, Dad. Thanks a lot." But yeah, she's a German Shepherd, and when she just loves to get out on the trails. She's amazing. But
Shepherds are such good dogs.
they are such good dogs. You know, it's for the folks that are dog lovers out there, or just animal lovers in general. It's tough when an animal passes away. It's really amazing to look back on the life that you had to get to share with them. But
Yeah.
boy, that moment that they leave is, oh, that's so rough.
Yeah, he was only 7 too. He had an extremely rare form of cancer. He had skin
Oh,
cancer in his stomach, and it
well,
was just
oh,
yeah, it was crazy. But
oh,
he was the best dog ever. I mean, we all say that about our dogs, right? Like, "They're the
yeah,
best dog ever," or cat, or
yeah,
hamster, or rabbit, whatever you have, lizard,
right,
snake.
yeah. Well, there's like a bond there, you know,
Yeah,
that you get when, especially when you're going through something and they're there. And sometimes you just need someone to listen, you know, when you're going through stuff. And that's what I
yeah,
think they bring to the table because you feel it, you know,
yeah,
you see them looking at you and everything else. And it's like, oh, you understand what I'm talking about.
100%. And I think there's something to be said about mountain biking and mental health. I think Debbie was just saying it changes how you really think, and it shifts your mind, and it really does, because for me, I just get into this zone where I'm enjoying nature. I don't typically ride with headphones. I don't listen to music. I'm just out there trying to enjoy nature. That's how I, you know,
Yeah.
heal myself in a way.
Totally. It's true. It's almost like meditative, you know, when you are
Exactly. Yes.
right? When you're climbing, you're just like, yeah, when you don't have music on, you hear your breath, and you're just like, okay, just gonna concentrate on this section right here. Just gonna get through this section right here. And then when you're bombing down the hill and you're having a good time, you don't have a chance to think about what's stressing you out because you're trying
No.
to survive, you know, you're trying
Yeah,
to
you try
push
and not
it.
fall into a cactus.
Exactly. You're trying not to hear the "Welcome to Arizona."
Oh my
Yeah.
god, if I fall in a cactus in next month, I'm gonna text you.
"Welcome to Arizona" text.
That's the tagline now.
That's so funny. Trail Pimp says, "I work from home and have to trail ride every day before I log in. It makes me feel supercharged. Weekends is all about the bike park, and that is my treat."
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is very, very cool. It's gotta be, you know, something for mental health because the deep breaths that you take, you know, a lot of psychologists, psychiatrists say, hey, if you're feeling stressed out or anxious, you know, stop, be aware of how you're
Yeah,
feeling, take a bunch of deep breaths, try to reset. And then on a mountain bike, that's what we do, right? We're climbing up, we're
yeah,
taking deep breaths, we get to the top, we're appreciating what we see, we're
yeah.
kind of being present, and then we're getting ready to go have some fun after that.
And that's what I think people need to everyone in the community, especially women getting into it, just need to understand you're going to be out of breath. You have to just focus and forget about everything, block it out and be in your moment, make it
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah.
I'm a drummer, so I usually count because I don't have anything in the headphones. I'm just counting to try and get my stamina up. That's my meditation, has always been counting stuff. So,
Nice. That's very cool. Man, so the Women's Mountain Bike Network, it's gonna be great because things like what you just said, I count because I'm a drummer. I'm counting as I'm climbing up to help increase my stamina. There's gonna be other people out there that are gonna be like, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that when I'm going up there.
yeah.
And I
What do you
think,
do when you're climbing? Do you do something similar? Do you like get
well,
in your Zen zone?
yeah, well, now with the e-bike, I pop a beer and
Oh.
I look around. No, but when I'm just pedaling up with the Jeffsy, yeah, I'm trying to manage my breathing. I used to wear a heart rate monitor with the kind of chest strap, and I used
Yeah.
to look at it and be like, okay, I gotta slow it down or I'm good still. There was all these things that went into it. But yeah, it's for me, it's the breathing. It's just like kind of the more I can concentrate on my breath as I'm climbing, the more time just kind of goes away. And I'm like, oh, I'm already at
Yeah.
this switchback. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's what happens with me too. That's what I started doing. Was the same thing. Was like, okay, I just gotta, oh, all right, I'm at the top. And then I got to the top last week and there was a snake in the middle of the trail. So I
Oh.
couldn't really. That was a bummer. That was a bummer. I had to wait for that thing to cross.
Oh man, on that Trail Monster, wow, with a $5 to the show right here. Thank you, Trail Monster. He says, I'm super late to the party, going to have to watch the rest tomorrow. By the way, carry some tweezers when riding in
Yes.
Arizona.
That was what I fell in the first time I fell in a cholla
The
cactus.
cholla cacti are evil, he says.
They have teeny tiny spikes around the entire thing.
Whoa.
And I was not even doing anything. I was moving my bike up like a feature, and
Uh-huh.
I did it again, slow motion, and lost my balance, just went and fell
Like in the
like my entire thigh on my left side. And it
wow.
was so funny because I got so angry, and my wife is trying not to laugh so hard, like she's trying to keep her composure. She turns around and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not okay."
Cell
So
phone's
angry.
coming out. Stop filming. No, no, no.
But it was what happened to you. Like I pulled some of my pants down for her to see what was in there, and
Yeah.
there was no one around. Then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take my chamois off. Let's just do this. And then someone started walking up the trail.
Oh gosh.
No,
Of course, right? Timing is
yeah,
everything.
everything. Are you gonna go to the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival this year?
I hope so. I hope so. I did go in November, and
Hmm.
I didn't make the one in March, but November, and that was amazing. We had
Yeah,
we had such a blast. Did you go to November or in March?
I couldn't go. The last 3 years, I couldn't do anything. I literally had a shirt that said, "I can't. I'm in school." So yeah. I said I can't, I'm in
Oh,
law school. But I want to go to both Rome and the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival this year. They're like
sweet.
back-to-back weekends. Should be
Wow.
really good. Yeah.
GGR for sure when you go. Girls Gone Riding for sure, because you've had 3 years of not going.
Oh yeah, I couldn't do anything. Couldn't do
Yeah,
anything.
it's gonna be it's amazing. It's as amazing, I think, as you may have remembered it, maybe even a little bigger, as
Ooh,
the whole community, as the whole sport has grown since COVID.
yeah. I'm
It is.
curious to see even how many more women. I mean, Rome sold out like that. They had
Yeah,
3 different times to buy, and I think every single time it was sold out
tell
within
me
like an hour.
tell us about Rome. What is the Rome Bike Fest?
Rome is the females bike festival that happens, I think, 5 times or 4 times a year in different areas of the country.
Okay.
Founded and started by 2 women who are amazing mountain bikers, and it's in a similar vein to the Sedona Mountain Bike Fest, but it's focused on women. It has everything for women: mountain
Oh,
bikes, uh, um, what is the word? Components, gear,
yeah.
community, you know, everything you can imagine is available at Rome. There's movies, there's events, like there's everything. I can't even explain. You're just gonna have to go.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be a great place to help network too for the website as well.
Yeah.
Um, tons of stuff up there. Trail Pimp is saying, "Hey, I want a GGR sticker." Is what he wants.
GGR is the group we have here in Southern California. I think they have stickers on the website. I'm trying to make stickers for me too. Adam hooked me up
Yes.
with one of his friends that did some stickers for him. And I need to actually get a hold of him to get some stuff done for me.
Yes, he's amazing. I believe that must be Eric from
Yes.
Vinyl Mayhem. Yes, he does all the stickers for a lot of us YouTuber mountain bikers, just mountain bikers in general, whoever. If you have a handle, he can do it. He does
Yeah.
such a good job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Trail Monster, I missed you in the November. He says I didn't see you though. I a lot of my downtime I spent when I wasn't riding was at the Tasco tent. I was having a good time at
Oh,
Tasco. They had
nice.
unlimited brewskis over there, and
What?
after 5 o'clock, of course, drinking responsible.
5 o'clock somewhere. I mean,
For all the kids that are listening in, and yeah, we just had the music blaring, and we were having a good time over there. But yeah,
yeah.
such a fun
Yeah.
time.
I thought
Mon-
they was having one in November. I think Ride and Dirty said they're not having them in November this year. Oh, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think because the year before, because of COVID, they needed to still do one. I think they just did it in November, but then the next one was in March. So I think they're just gonna
Ah,
go with, yeah, because I think their March one from the previous year got canceled.
yeah.
Um, but
COVID.
but you know what's funny
Silly.
is the weather was so amazing in November, and I didn't get to make it to March. And you would think March would be the better weather, but when I looked, it was like raining and all crazy over
Yeah.
there. But I don't know,
When I
Eric,
went in March, it was bad.
was it bad? Eric, tell
Yeah.
us, is it better in November or March, the weather, since you're out there in Arizona? Monique is saying, I might be able to get you a sticker. There you go.
Nice.
There you go. Trail Monster, who lives out there, actually says, unfortunately, March weather always
It
sucks.
does. Like I got caught in a hailstorm when I was riding in March. No
Wow.
joke. I was trying to hide under a little tree and I'm like, it's gonna pass, it's gonna pass. But then you get
Oh,
hero dirt, and then you get hero dirt and everything is good.
that's true. That's true. I don't know if you did this or not, but when I get back from Sedona, I don't wash my bike right away.
Yes, you need to
Do you
leave
do
the
that
red
too?
dirt on there.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's like a souvenir, you know? I don't wanna I don't and I get sad when I wash it. I'm like, "Oh, there it goes, oh."
Oh, that's funny. That's so funny.
Uh, Mia, but getting back to the Women's Mountain Bike Network, I love how you're going to be bringing women riders' perspective to the community. I love how it's all about the community. Obviously, you're not making any money off of this thing. You're just doing something to help better the community. I feel like having more women's voices through a platform like this will actually help also bring more women riders to the sport.
I hope so. I mean, the goal is to have more women in the sport and, inspire everyone young and old, whatever age you are, to get into mountain biking. And that's ultimately my goal, is just to make it a community-based event, community-based website, where everyone can come
Yeah.
and contribute. So if anyone's listening and you want to contribute, please, you can either find us on Instagram, you can email me, you can anything you want to do. Let's put you on the website because everyone's perspective is just as important as the next person. It's not about me. It's about the women in our community.
I love it. I love it. Mia, for the folks that are listening to this on Spotify, iTunes, where they download the podcast, or on YouTube or Facebook, tell them where they can reach out to you.
Yeah, so you can reach out on Instagram, Mia. Well, it's not Mia. I'm sorry. It's the Women's MTB Network, or you can email me, Mia MIA at womensmtbnetwork.com. That's usually the two that I'm most active on is
Beautiful.
Instagram or email.
Beautiful, beautiful. And is there anything else, any other messages that you would like to share before we close out, as well as, if you wouldn't mind, speak to the Mia who was thinking about getting into mountain biking. Luckily for us all, you did, but we're also having second thoughts about it. And talk her into the sport as you would. Why would a woman who's kind of like for whatever reason, maybe not wanting to do it because of XYZ reason, help encourage that female rider to jump in.
I mean, I would say just find someone that you're comfortable with in riding and just go riding with them. Just take that one step, or even if you want to ride by yourself, find a local trail where you think you might do it, you might enjoy and just do it. You may not like the hills you climb, or you may like the hills you climb, but keep with it, stay with it. If you enjoy it, nothing else matters. And that's what I tell people all the time. If you're having a great time on the bike, if it's climbing, downhill, technical, keep it going because that is what's going to make you happy. 15 minutes on the bike. If you're having a good
Mm.
time, keep it going. That's what matters. It's like the story I told you when I went down the bike park and I was going really slow and I thought I was going really fast, but I had
Yeah.
such a great time. I was like, "I had so much fun." That's what it's about. That's what kept me going the next day. I got in my head and I was like, "Oh, I'm going really slow. Maybe I shouldn't write it." No, write it. You had a great time. Do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. The stoke is what matters. You're
That's what it
having
is. The stoke is real. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, overcome those fears. Just do it. If you have the urge to jump on a bike, go for it. We're all here on
Yeah,
the other side waiting for you. It's going to be
exactly.
awesome.
And that's what I tell people. Like my friend Kathy just started writing and she was self-conscious. She's like, "I don't know if I did that turn right, or I don't know if I did this." And I said, "But did you have a good time?" That's all that matters. If you wanna learn, yeah, let's get you a mountain bike coach. But for now, like, if you think you're having a great time, who cares what other people think? They're not looking at you. They're looking at themselves. Just have a great time.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Mia, thank you so much for jumping on the show and sharing your passion with us, sharing this vision for the Women's Mountain Bike Network. I cannot wait to see this thing unfold for the years to come and all the impact that you're going to have
Thank
on
you.
all the female riders. You are
Thank you
awesome.
so much. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to get the message out, and anyone wants to help, just please send me a message. Anyone. You don't have to be just a woman, any guy or anyone who identifies as a woman or a man, please contact me. Let's
That's
get it
right.
going.
Yes, a community to better the community. Women's Mountain Bike Network. Ladies and gentlemen, Mia.
Thank you very much, everyone.